It was all a dream.
So, what would you little maniacs like to do first?
Let's start dreaming.
It alters your life and you never think the same again.
Some dumb thing on the edges of nowhere.
A collection of question marks stuck together into a pit of darkness. No logic, no reason, no explanation.
We can change it anytime we want. It's only a choice between fear and love.
That's just deep, bro. That's deep.
Good evening, dreamers. Welcome back to the Let's Start Dreaming podcast. I am Mikey.
And I am Carson.
And you are listening to episode 3. Carson, tell me why there's so many fucked up things on the internet.
Yeah, me and Mikey were just talking about this before we got on camera, that we both have been kind of ingrained in this world where we've seen videos of people getting their fucking heads chopped off, getting their, I've seen videos of, people getting their genitals mutilated. I've seen people get hit by cars, people set on fire.
Remember that thing, that challenge, that meat spin challenge? Or that meat spin website? Oh my god, that shit was so whack.
Yeah.
Oh. I think the start of all of that happened to me was with 2 Girls, 1 Cup.
That was the first?
The first crazy thing I ever saw.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
The very first crazy thing. Reason we were talking about this, though, is because we both had an idea. We kind of had this idea to do a 50-50 challenge, which might be coming in the future. But, going on 50-50, you see a lot of fucked up shit. Like, I saw this one video, it was either like, oh, a nice little dog, or this guy's head being suffocated.
Yeah, if you don't know 50-50, it's a Reddit subreddit where you have these links that it's like a 50-50 chance where the link is either going to take you to something good or something bad. So it's either like a cute puppy or a guy getting his head chopped off.
It's internet roulette.
Yeah.
You can play from the comfort of your fucking bed.
Strongly recommend. No.
Yeah, no. It's just a crazy thing, though, how, it gets normalized by people in our society. Just people. People like to watch that shit. I got a good friend that fucking 9 p.m. rolls around. He's always on r/watch people die, which is another subreddit of just watching people die. And, he would send me links, and I'm just like, what is this? This is fucked up.
How do you feel? Okay, what's funny about that? He's going to bed. I'm getting tucked in for bed. I got my warm milk. Time to watch some people get hit by a bus.
Cuddled up and Oh, I'm imagining Patrick right now. How Patrick laughs from SpongeBob? Oh, he got hit by a truck.
That could be from that scene from SpongeBob. It's like 3 a.m. Oh boy, and he just pulls out his computer, watches people die.
It really says something about to me. It says something about society in a sense, and dopamine in a sense, how people's brains crave more and more, and how our brains can get normalized to crazy shit like that. And so a lot of times we look at things for the factor of, we don't know what we're watching. You click a YouTube video, you don't know what you're watching, but you get that shot of a dopamine by getting something that you don't know.
I don't know if we can claim it's dopamine or serotonin. I don't know if either of us can.
I'm claiming
really
dopamine because I know how that works to an extent. But
yeah, Mike, you went to medical school to be a neurosurgeon.
I like science.
If you guys didn't know.
But to a level where to me how I think it works is that your dopamine, you need something that much extra to just feel something actually, or to get a reaction,
I think it's definitely genetic somehow. I mean, human beings have been going to war forever. We've been fighting forever. We've been killing forever. In all of human history, that is the only consistency, is that we've always been killing animals,
sex.
And we've been killing, obviously, sex too. But
we're fucking each other.
I mean, yes, sex, eating, all the basic needs of a human based on their instincts. But killing each other and killing other things, that's just essentially human. We need to do that. I'm not saying we actually need to do that, but it's just kind of ingrained in us. I don't know if that's what's carried over, and so that's why people are so interested in it.
That's the more you say that, that does sound like a pretty good point, pretty cool point.
I also think it's America too. I think that's an inherently American thing that we like to watch people die. We like to see gory, crazy shit because violence is so commercialized in this country.
Yeah.
Like action movies where people get shot. Those are the number one
Video
movies.
games as well.
Video
especially.
games.
Oh my god, the best-selling video games are COD and shit like that.
Yeah.
All you do is kill people over
Yeah.
and over and over. Are you saying that everybody who likes to watch them has murderer genes in them?
Not necessarily.
That was not the most real. That was kind of sarcastic, but it is very commercialized. It's very wacky how that's became. Maybe there is kind of like a fantasy almost so to it. Not like I want to kill people, but like you said, like
there's
people have been doing it for
definitely a
years.
fantasy because in all facets of entertainment, there's some, not all, but there's some level of fantasy where you watch Scarface and you're with your buddies and you're like, oh man, I want to be that guy. I want to be the guy on a mountain of cocaine with the big ass gun. Like that would be the cool guy to be. But you don't really want to be that guy. You don't want to live that life. You just fantasize about what that would be like because it's way crazier than your boring ass cubicle life.
Now, have you ever been into stuff like that?
Like
the gory, goopy, bad shit that I don't really like?
Not gory. I've never liked gore. I can't watch the Saw movies. I know the more recent ones are kind of corny, but I can't watch anything like that.
I like gore. I mean, I think gory movies and the actual people dying is a big distinction.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I meant the people dying. I'm fuck a gory movie. I can watch that shit all day. But okay, so here's an instance. I was walking with a couple friends to a smoke spot back in the day in our college days. And one of the guys was trying to show me, he's like, hey, Mikey, look at this. And I just see it. Well, first he asked me, do you want to watch someone get their head chopped off? And I'm like, no. And then he just shoved it in my face. And I'm like, I don't want to fucking see this. Get this out of my face. I do not like to watch people die. I do not want to see someone take harm. This is very real. This very bootleg video of this fucking guy tied up in a chair with another guy with a machete in his fucking hand. Sawing his head off. No, I don't want to fucking see that. Get out of the way. Get away.
See, that's the
What?
type of shit, I can handle a video where somebody gets hit by a car. I don't like it, but it's like, oh,
Those are the easier ones to watch. Let's be real.
Crazy enough. There is a level. There is kind of levels to what's harder to watch. If you don't see it close up, that's kind of easier to watch. Like an ISIS beheading video. That's at the top of the food chain of shit that's real hard to stomach. But I can't stand anything, even in movies. That's why I couldn't watch Hostel or Saw or anything like that. I can't watch anything where somebody is helpless to the pain that's about to happen to them. There's nothing they can do. They're restrained or they're immobilized in some way, and they're in a position where they cannot stop what's about to happen to them. And you're just watching them in those moments before whatever takes place.
Oh, the way you describe it just makes it sound 100 times worse. I mean, I guess that's the mentality, the picture of your mental upon watching that, so that definitely makes a lot more sense. But,
I mean, even if it's a bad guy in the movie, even if the person in the movie is supposed to be a scumbag or a piece of shit, you've been watching this movie, this character is a murderer or something, or they've been doing horrible shit to people. And then you watch somebody about to take vengeance on them in some way. So they tie them down to a chair and they get a pan of boiling oil and they're about to pour it on their crotch because it's oh yeah, take that, you bastard. I feel bad for the murderer. I'm like, dude, just fucking shoot him. Jesus Christ.
Yo, you know what that reminded me of? When I was 3 or 4 or 5, me, my mom and dad and my older brother went to a movie. And literally, it was called Kung Fu Hustle. And my mom's like, oh, it's going to be a fucking family movie. And we get in there, and the opening scene is a bunch of decapitated heads on just sticks. And and steaks. And like we just immediately made a U-turn right after we got in there.
Ooh.
Oh
Ooh,
my
ooh,
god.
ooh.
Quick shout out to that movie. If I've never seen it. Have you seen it? Comment down below. For my 5-year-old brain, I think that was the opening scene. Oh, but yeah, no, gore and me are fine. If it's fictional, I can stomach that shit easily.
Like gore, like how? You mean you can stomach anything easily? Like if you're watching a movie and
I'll
somebody,
get like
somebody
you know how
like
when-
is getting like in the movie Hostel. I don't think you've seen Hostel, but
definitely not.
like a scene where somebody's tied down to a chair and the other guy's got a drill and he just goes into his kneecap and you just see the guy like yelling and squirming like that type of shit you're fine with. Like I'm not trying to be accusatory. I'm just like genuinely asking.
Like I can feel it. Like I can empathetically feel it. Like much like how someone like when a guy gets kicked in their nutsack and you see it, like you can feel that.
Yeah, you can almost
radiate
feel it. You're like, ooh.
That's how I feel when I see that stuff in a fictional setting.
Yeah.
In a non-fictional setting, I'm just like my jaw drops because it's real. It's real and it's just real fucking gross. You know, there's a lot of crazy porn out there too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Hold up. We haven't even dived into that. Some crazy porn that comes off the top of my head. Is that like there's a fetish where you step like where people step on small animals and kill them? Do you know what that's called?
I didn't even know that existed.
Porn Master Carson did not know that existed.
Don't coin that as my new nickname.
Everybody is Porn Master Carson. Check him out on Pornhub at r/Carson. No,
You just mixed two websites that are not the same. I'm not a star, everybody. I'm just a curator.
There's also some
I'm like
porn...
a DJ for porno movies. I mix them together. I make the remix.
Oh my gosh! All right, leaving that where it is and letting that stay over there. There's also more porn. Like people are just into the act of hurting, and I'm not talking about BDSM choking, but like physically like cutting and killing while they're having sex.
Yeah.
What?
I mean that's a huge debate that we've talked about this on our first podcast Frat Chat once before. Just that type of like really violent pornography is there's a debate on whether or not like it has the merit to be made. Like if somebody is willing to participate in it, like should it still even be made? Because still somebody's being hurt, and it's like like no, it shouldn't. Like that's my opinion. No fucking way. It should be. You shouldn't be able to film somebody cutting up another person. That's horrific.
But if they're both consenting, it is horrific. Let's be real. But like if say the woman wants to get cut up, right?
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, fucking film me. Do the C-section while you're inside of me type shit. It's whack, but I mean, I see there being actually, I see there being a right to an extent.
Okay, but let's take this other example. You remember the Cannibal Cop story?
No.
Well, there's this story about this guy who when they uncovered his identity and they figured out who he was through an investigation, he was a police officer, I believe up in New York, some major metropolis somewhere, and he was on these online chat rooms of cannibal fetishists. Like people that are they have this fetish where they like to either eat people or their fetish is to be eaten. That's their ultimate goal, is to get eaten by another person.
What?
Yeah, fucking crazy. And
to each their own, but like, damn.
But so on that same note, if somebody's willing to let another person, they fully consented to let another person kill them, cook them, and eat them, should that be allowed?
Like on video?
Well, no, in
or
general.
Just in general.
Yeah.
I guess if they have it in writing. Like, sign on the line right here. I consent to you eating me and killing me after having sex with me. I guess
it's in the same spirit of euthanasia. Like if somebody just
I don't
want-
like euthanasia, but I mean, yeah, I guess in that
What the
sense.
fuck? What are your values, Mikey? You're like, well, if somebody wants to get cooked and eaten, hey, you know,
All right, well, who's gonna
say la
agree?
vie.
Who's gonna
whatever.
agree to killing them and then eating them? What if you just get killed and don't get eaten and you're watching from heaven? You're just like, you fucker,
Son of a bitch, you
you
fucker.
fucking liar.
You're just a normal murderer, you son of a bitch.
I thought we had something special here. Thought we had an agreement.
No,
Just
I mean, like, so what? You don't like euthanasia? Why?
I just don't think. Look, I have a touchy subject on that because, like, look, I believe that everything happens for a reason, but suicide is such a touchy thing. Like, were you meant to kill yourself? But also, I don't really think everyone was supposed to. I don't think suicide is like the most natural thing. Like, I just think your time is when your time is. It's like a candle behind a curtain. You can't see. You know the candle's going, but you can't see when it runs out. That's much like our life, like our soul. Like, you know, we have our time on earth, but we don't know when we're leaving.
Okay.
That didn't really answer your question at all.
Well,
I don't know.
I mean, if
I feel like if someone is that sad that they want to kill themselves, I feel like there's other ways to solve it. Like you can. There's so much more to just dying, and like, yeah, there are people that like, people. I think euthanasia would be good for people who are old and want to die, and they're in so much pain that it's just not bearable, and there's not gonna be any less pain for the next future.
right.
That's when I think euthanasia is kind of alright. I don't know. It feels weird saying that.
Well, I'm just my personal view on it. I think if somebody's in pain, it's a terminal illness where there's no way the pain is ever going to stop. That's absolutely a right that they should have, is to say, I don't want to experience this pain anymore, so let me just take the low road out. I don't even want to call it the low road. It's just a different road. It's like I either live for another 6 months through unbearable struggle and pain, only to know that it's going to end in this destination, or I can just, skip right to the destination.
Wow. But think about that, though. Like, literally taking your own life, like turning the lights out, ending it, at least our physical body, or, like, that is such a powerful thing. Like, oh my God, like, you just made me think, like, you're faced with this choice of living for 6 months terminally fucked up, terminally ill, and just like a horrible quality of life, or just calling it quits shorts and calling it quits to everything you know. Like, that's almost chilling to me.
Yeah, I resent the statement that suicide is selfish, that suicide is the easy way out. When people say that, whenever it unfortunately and tragically happens in this world, but I don't know. I just think I think that's not the easy way out. I mean, like you just said, can you imagine? Can you fucking fathom what that's like right before you do that, in those moments? Especially in a case where it's not a terminally ill person, especially when it's a perfectly healthy person who just doesn't want to be on this planet anymore.
At that rate, something is wrong with your mental, and you shouldn't be killing yourself.
No, of course not. Of course not. Nobody should ever commit suicide for absolutely no reason other than they're constantly depressed and their life feels horrible. They just feel horrible all the time, because there are other roads to make you happy. There are ways that everybody can be happy. I truly believe that. But I also don't think it's the coward's way out, as some people like to put it, because it's not
that's
cowardly.
a lot.
It's not cowardly. That is a crazy ass decision. You got to have some serious balls to make, because I don't care how fucking sad you are. That is a scary thing to do.
I talked about it on an episode of Frat Chat, but there was a trend on TikTok going around where there was a live stream of a guy's suicide, literally fucking blowing his whole head off. I watched the video. It's horrific. And kids would just share it. kids would get other kids to watch it. Like, back in the day, you'd get your little sibling, your older sibling would get you to watch Two Girls, One Cup. You're like, you just saw this. It's so funny. Like, poop coming out of the butthole. But, like, this is just a different level of fucked up where this guy just blows his fucking head off.
Yeah,
And then
it
just
ties
showing kids.
into our original subject that we were just talking about, that it's so crazy how desensitized people are to that sort of content, that it's something that you're willing to show your younger sibling
Like
for
it's
internet
nothing.
clicks.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
You don't even see what's inherently wrong with that.
It's a bad thing to society. Now that I think about it, I mean, obviously I thought that before, but like, it makes just a bad evolution of the collective conscious.
Yeah, I do think, kind of going back to to what our media is like, what we consume as media consumers. The fact that the most popular movies, the most popular video games are all violent. And I'm not trying to go on some super conservative
violence in the
Christian
video
parent
game,
kick
baby.
right now that you shouldn't watch violent movies or be into violent video games, because if that's what you're into, there's nothing wrong with that. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. I mean, I can say for myself, I like a good action movie. I like, I'm not a video game person, but I would like to play Grand Theft Auto or Call of Duty. They're fun.
You don't like video games, bitch. It's like,
No, I'm saying they are fun games, and I like hip hop music that's super violent. That is like, I like gangster rap, and that's super violent in nature. And I'm not saying there's anything inherently wrong with it. I'm just saying it's really crazy that is the most popular shit.
yeah, and not only I was thinking about super fucked up things earlier, like what I said, meat spin, killing people, but like not only is it just that, but also just the trend of negative things just being more popular in general. I guess you kind of just said that, but like even just like world star shit, like people getting punched or like cops, police brutality, or cops getting beat up, or stuff like that. Is that how much negativity spreads as opposed to positivity? Like, negativity just goes like wildfire. And
Yeah, my parents used to say, or my mother specifically used to say, whenever the news was on, why don't they have more positive news stories? Why don't they have more stories where good shit happens? Why is it always, this building burned down, this family got shot, this, that, and the other? That's all horrible, and it's going to make you feel like shit at home. And when I was younger, in high school, I was like, Mom, well, that's like the news. That's what's happening. Like, you can't expect it all to be good. Like, good stuff isn't like really all that newsworthy a lot of the time. Nowadays, I kind of understand that it's for ratings, that they want to keep people engaged, and those tragic, crazy stories are what keeps people engaged, unfortunately enough. And
the effect. Oh, go ahead.
Well, no, go ahead.
I'm about to say the effect that it has on society is just like keeping people in like this feedback loop of just bad shit. Is ugh.
Yeah.
And it's all for ratings, and it's all for money, because money makes the world go round, and it's just fucking crazy reality.
Yeah, the mainstream news of this world, or of this country specifically, is so fucking evil. It's so fucking evil. CNN.
We've made that point clear very apparently many times, but like I don't think it can be stressed enough.
Yeah,
pretty
CNN
much.
is evil. Fox News, evil. MSNBC, evil. They're all evil bastards. This is not a political statement. I'm not talking about their political views. Obviously, Fox is the conservative network. CNN is the liberal network. But that's not what this is about. They profit off of other people's misfortune, and they are so aware of this that they only run stories that are unfortunate. They only run stories that they know are going to make people feel that pit in their stomach of despair, because they know it's going to get more eyeballs. And if that's not just evil, if profiting off of other people's pain on a consistent basis isn't just absolutely downright evil, I don't know what is.
Can't really trust them people. Take it with a grain of salt, the news, I swear. Just do it. Social media is definitely just added fucking gasoline to the fire too. Oh god. Oh God, guys, go to YouTube, watch a fucking kitty video compilation, and just feel good on the inside. Okay?
Yeah,
Watch
I mean,
a nice kitty video.
stop. Like, I think people need to stop consuming like horrific shit and acting like they're the informed people. You know, it's like, well, I know all this shit. I know what's going on in the world. You hear about that bombing in this country. It's like, dude, what does that have to do with anything
Yeah.
right now in our lives? Are you still going to do the exact same things that you planned on doing? Are you still going to go to work? Are you still going to eat that sandwich for lunch? You're going to do all the same shit. You knowing about that bombing in that other country does not change anything about your actions. You're not going to donate money. You're not going to donate time. You're not going to do jack shit. You're just going to act like you're better than me because you know about all these horrific things that's going on in the world. Go watch some fucking, like you said, cat videos online. Go watch kids opening Christmas presents and get the fuck out of my face.
Oh, man. Yeah. My mom used to fill her mind up with all that, and she'd always tell me, like, hey, did you see this kid get murdered? And I'm like, no, I didn't. I don't want to. And yeah, like...
I had a smile on my face today, and I don't want to change that.
Quite literally. If you're gonna fill yourself with, like, bad stuff, you know, don't let it control you. If that's, like, your entertainment, like, Carson, you like true crime, don't you?
Yeah.
Don't let it consume your mental and your well-being. Like take action. If you heard about a Syrian bombing, well, donate to a proper website that can help them.
Yeah.
But be active. Be very active, and just know that the world, what's happening around the world, isn't what's happening in your life necessarily. All this terrible shit is going on around us right now, but like, I'm still happy, and it's very tragic that a lot of things are going on. But like, I still gotta do me. I still gotta do this podcast, this YouTube thing, this makeup thing, music thing. I just keep your head forward and help as you can, but don't distract yourself.
Yeah, that's a perfect way to put it. Just don't let it take over your life. There's also, like I said, nothing wrong with you know, all the violent video games, all the violent movies. There's obviously nothing wrong with those. And there's also nothing inherently wrong with watching news that is pretty sad. You can do that and just not let it be your whole personality. Like you said, I am super into true crime. I like a lot of true crime podcasts and shows, but I don't go around talking about like, oh man, you know, these serial killers are doing this. I don't bring it up.
They're getting real smart these days.
I don't talk to people about it because why? Like this person that was just thinking about how their sister's getting married and they're so excited to go to the wedding reception and they got her this crazy good present and they're planning her bridal shower, and then I'm going to show up and be like, hey, you want to hear about John Wayne Gacy? What am I doing other than bringing them down?
Ay. All right, guys. My name is Mikey. This has been an episode of Let's Start Dreaming, and if you enjoyed it, please leave a like, please leave a comment, please subscribe, or maybe even hit the notification button to be notified when we post every Wednesday at 8 p.m. and Sunday at 8 p.m. Pardon me. Carson, you got anything to add for our dreamers?
Yeah, I have a podcast every Tuesday called the Shock Therapy Podcast. I don't really talk about anything in particular. I talk about a plethora of topics that are happening in my life. I've tried to to go away from politics because I talked about that for a while, and it's just I'm not doing anything but, you know, exactly what I'm saying. I'm a hypocrite, you know, just causing people to get angry for no reason. So check that out because I'm trying to take a more positive vibe with it.
Follow us on Instagram, Wade and Lowkey. Links in the bottom. Mikey LG, the Colossus of Clout. Have a good week, guys. I'll see you Sunday.
See you Sunday.
Been feeling
Disconnected now.
I get money. No, I'm reckless now. I get high.
Coming off the ground.
This life is a prison, someone let me out.